Good morning, lovely people. So it's Sue's Crystal Wolf from Crowfire Art Witchery. So this is the first video. Sorry, my camera's a bit wobbly there. First video for a long time. I'm just catching up with my 365-day project, my rune project. So I pick a rune every morning. So I have a rune for the year. I have a rune for the lunar month. And I pick a daily rune. And I decided that with my daily rune, I would do a 365 art project. And I decided to sew because I do like my sewing. So. The last couple of days I've had largoos. So what I do is I've already cut all these, and I think I showed a video before, but I cut the squares, cut all the different shapes, and then as I get my rune for the day, I connect in and with the rune, and then I choose colours. So this morning I got Rado. So I keep all my project together in a little bag. So each month I have different coloured threads. So this is April. I chose sort of yellows and peaches and creams. And I just sew in whatever thread comes to mind. And in there I've got my threads, the fabric pen, and my latest piece. I decided to do these and sew it onto a blanket. So I didn't want to buy an expensive blanket. I bought a very cheap black fleece because I thought they'd look nice on a black fleece. Sewing squares like this onto a black fleece, nightmare. So I came up with, I keep saying so, I came up with putting them on a piece of fabric. So I do the rune, and then I normally let these build up. I normally do about 4 or 5 together, and then I put them on the actual fabric, and then they get sewn onto the blanket. So I'll show you the blanket. I can't, this is the last one that I have done. This needs to go onto the blanket. I'm doing it a bit fast and I make you probably seasick. So these ones, because I'm using the Spirit Oracle from Mia. Let me get that. Let me show you. So I'm using the Spirit Carrier Oracle, and in here are normal cards, and well, I say normal cards, certain cards, and then their rune card, all the runes are in there, and then there's 3 runes together. They're not bind runes as such, but they're together. So when I get one of those, I put that down. If I get a normal card from this deck, I have got her small deck of just runes. I pick the rune, but I've had a few multiples. It started with that one. So yeah, so that's the next one to, well, it's not the next one because I've got one pinned. I don't think I can show you the blanket very easily. There are 2 rows that are actually already sewn on, and I started this project on the 21st of December. I know I'm going all a bit over the place, but I haven't done a video for ages, so bear with me. I'm actually going to sit down because my back is hurting as well. And I've got a very, very squeaky chair. So I apologise. So yeah, so I picked my rune. Now today I got Rado. So in my bag, I have my shapes. And then I have loads of bags of squares. Now Rado straight away this morning said, I want to be a green square. So then I look for the green squares and it feels this is the one. So I'm going to do that green square. And then I know I want a blue shape. And I feel, oh, there it is already. It's going to be that one. So then I'm going to put that on there. Loving that. And then I draw the Rado with this, and then I sew. And this is my little diary. So what I do in here, I've already filled out loads. So I put the date, and then I've got the half month rune, which is Bacano, and then rune of the day, which was Manaz. And then I do a little chart thing of how's my physical well-being, my emotional, my mental, my spiritual, and my creative. Obviously this day it was a nice medium, and we were in a waxing crescent phase of the moon. Then I put a little bit of how I'm feeling, and I write down what I've done. So I've done, it was a Manaz, and I did royal blue square with large navy blue circle. And so I keep track of all that. So I do that. That's part of it. So this is my little ritual in the morning. So first of all, I do my cards for the day. I put them in my other journal. Then I come to this bag and I pick my coloured square. And then I pick my shape. And then I sew the rune. So that's really basically it. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying I've been writing down my daily rune since about 2016, and I've never ever noticed the repeating runes. I was fascinated by this because my sun rune is Uruz, and I have Uruz quite often. And when the energies are bizarre, you know, whether it's a powerful moon or one of the planets is doing whatever, I end up getting Uruz. Uruz comes out. It's like, well, yeah, you know, I'm your sun rune, I'm your guide, connect with me, and I will hold you, I will, you know, get you through the day. It's been absolutely fascinating to do it this way. I think because you're making more of a ritual of it, and you know, I could get out my runic cloth or one of them. I could light a candle, light some incense, and really turn it into a real ritual. But I don't need to, because as soon as I pick the rune, I quite often get the colour straight away. It's like the rune tells me what colour. And if I'm umming and ahhing, I think I ummed and ahed with these two actually. I knew it was this it doesn't look it on here, but this is a very pale duck eggy blue colour and a pale blue. And yesterday I knew it needed to be a bit more turquoisey. And I didn't want a blue, so I could have put, say, the duck eggy blue down, but it wanted this really pale grey, mottled grey. And obviously the thread is running through the months, so I suppose I should roughly be able to tell what months. If I look at it, I can sort of tell that, well, that's definitely an April one. That's definitely an April one. So yeah, so that's my project. I get 25 squares on the fabric before I have to start a new run. And I I was a bit annoyed because I thought it should really be 24. So for some unknown reason, we do have the 25th blank rune in here. Not that I ever work with it, but it is 25 along on the strip. I wish it had been 24, and I wish I'd checked it from the beginning, because I would have added a bit of fabric either side and just done 24, because that would have felt right to me. It's sewn really casually. I'm not making it very pretty and perfect running stitch or anything. And I've changed how I'm stitching the runes, because I've done some with little running stitches and different ways. I seem now to just be doing a big stitch to do each of them, and I think I'm going to stick with that. There'll be differences on the blanket, but it's not really going to notice. But it's really lovely. Any way of connecting with the runes in a creative way is really fabulous. For me, it's essential, because my sort of way of working with the runes is an art witchery way. So I really connect and work with the runes in a creative way more than a physical. Well, I suppose it is quite physical, but that's the way I work. Maybe it's because Kinaz is my first thread rune. I don't know, but I've found working over the years, I've done all rituals in all different ways. I've read a book and done this and done that, but I'm finding, as I've let go of working how other people work and being bothered if I'm doing it correctly, letting go of all of that is such a relief, and you just find your own way. And it's really good. It works for me. I've made some I've been working with Bacano a lot, because it's my my Saturn return, my Loki's chariot rune, and I'm in that. So I've been working with that quite a lot, and I've made quite a few different things. I see them as honouring the rune and connecting deeply with the rune. I suppose some people might meditate and do a journey with the rune. I do that, but my journey is through making a piece of art or a necklace. I've been working on some really lovely, in fact, I'm going to show you actually, because I've been working on these. I'll show you the Bacano one. Oh, there's a Wunyo one. So I make all this sort of thing because that's connecting me in with the runes. That was I probably had Wunyo for the day. And I sat and made that. So there's lots of stitching, there's some beadwork. Again, I'm working with these felt squares. I love working with felt. An urus, you can't see that very well. Another urus. Feiyu, I love this one actually. These are just plain. I haven't done anything with that yet. Haven't put a rune on. That one's a plain one. I did have a lovely Bacano one. I'm not quite sure where my Bacano's gone, unless I've got it hanging up somewhere. There's a lovely Feiyu one. Lots of nice gold thread in that one. I liked doing that one. So yeah, so this is how I work with the runes, really. This is how I woo the runes, as Maggie would say. I'm wooing the runes. Yeah, and it works. It really works for me. I'm worried now what I've done with my Bacano one. Anyway, that was meant to be a very quick video, and I think it's gone on for 15 minutes, so I do apologise. And I'm going to go now, and I'm going to sew this rune. I'm not going to sew it on camera because I want to sit and draw it. And when I'm sewing and drawing, I'm really focused then on the rune. I'm really connected with the rune. So I could do like a piece like this on camera, that would be okay. But once I'm putting the rune on, I need to really be in the zone and connected. So I'm I wouldn't say trance, but I've gone deep then, and I'm just connecting with the rune. So distractions of trying to talk on a video would just not work. But yeah, so I hope you're all well. It's Easter bank holiday. So I don't know what you may all be getting up to, but whatever you are getting up to, I've just started a colouring. That's another thing I do. I do a lot of colouring book and rune colouring books. So I colour the rune in, really connect with the rune. So that's another way. I'm doing sort of a little picture this morning, which is a bit Easter like. I don't really celebrate Easter or anything, but I've picked this page, and it's got little birds with little eggs in the nest. So I've started colouring that. So I shall probably do a bit more of that today, and I've got some other things to do. So it's Saturday, which is a Bacano day for me as well, because it's a Saturn day. So it's Loki's chariot, and Bacano is my rune. So yeah, I'm going to go. Love and blessings to everyone. And I should hopefully be doing more videos on this channel and my other channel. I need to get back in the swing of it. So if this video is okay, I will carry on. I'm not going to do any editing because that's just too much faffing for me. So it's going to be raw. So take care and love and blessings, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.